What's up, Soul Tribe? It's your girl Dominique with Empathic Guidance, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. Alright, Soul Tribe, I really hope that my tripod stay up like this, because I don't have any other way to do this where it's I need a decent length. And sorry, I'm always washing my hands right before break and didn't bring no lotion out to the car, so hand movements are gonna be limited because I don't like showing ashy hands, and tis the season for ashy hands. Gosh. Anyways, y'all, I am here today to talk to you guys. This is another segment of the Empath versus Narcissist 101. And today we are going to be talking about narcissists and their money. Okay, so we all know that the narcissist lives for admiration, validity, or validation. Not validity, but they live for admiration, validation, and to get their needs met as far as supply goes. So one of the most dangerous type of narcissists outside of the greater narcissist, which most of the time the greater narcissist is wealthy, is the type of narcissist that has financial wealth. Okay, I just feel like I'm overdressed or something, I don't know. But is the wealthy narcissist. Now, why do you say, is it more dangerous to be or to come in contact with the narcissist that is well off financially? Well, essentially because in the eyes of our 3D plane, our 3D sphere, our 3D realm, basically material gain, materialism, financial wealth is viewed as power, strength, and power, strength, and something that's to be respected. You know, I mean, of course, in the spiritual realm, there's other forms of currency outside of just money and financial things, financial gain. But on a 3D plane, it's nothing more powerful than having wealth or whatever. So the way that the wealthy narcissist is able to draw you in and trick not only you but your family as well is by being generous. If they are privileged enough to have a really good career or come from a wealthy family, then it's easy for them to convince you and your family, your kids, your friends that they such a great person because they will literally volunteer to pay for so much shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a family dinner, your whole family is invited out to eat, and or you and them go out and they invite, like, why don't you bring your family? Let me meet your family for the first time or whatever. They'll be the person to pick up the check and just have the whole table in awe, especially when, people have been ordering, getting drinks, desserts. They're completely impressed that not only is your narcissist going to pay for you, themselves, and, if you guys came with pluses like children, but they're going to pay for grandma, grandpa, mama, auntie, dad. They will be quick to pull out their wallet and smack that credit card down on the table, and everybody is just gonna be like, wow, he is such a great guy, you finally got what you deserved, and so that fills that narcissist up with supply right there, because being new to your family and your family being unaware as well as you being unaware of what the narcissist is all about is definitely their plan to kind of win your family over, in a sense where your family is feeling like you met, like it's about time you struck gold. You basically hit the lottery with this one. Where has this one been your whole life? I hope you marry him. I hear wedding bells. You name it, you'll get all the comments and confirmation from your family and friends that you have met the one. Okay, moving along in a relationship. So that's like after you and this person already have y'all love bombing phase, and they've already, wined and dined you. Slowly they start to spend more money on you, even probably give you a stipend for no reason. You'll be wondering, wow, why they just, off me an allowance without, you can even have a job. But if this person is in a better financial position than you, then they'll just be handing you over allowances like, wow. And you like, wow, what did I do to deserve this? And they just like, oh, just a token of my love, just take it. Well, that's them grooming and baiting you as well. Okay? Because I don't have time to be putting stuff on it. I'm just gonna hold it as far as I can away so you guys ain't all up in my face, but I can't put it over there because it's not working. Anyways, you guys, moving along into the depth of the relationship. Once you two start to get more emotionally connected and this person starts to feel like they're winning you over, and it's time to solidify a relationship. They'll start to pay for things, and especially if you had to be the one for a long time to kind of hold things down financially, even if it was a struggle or whatever, it will make you very comfortable because this person will present themselves as somebody that just does this. Like, I'm used to being a man of the house. I'm used to being a provider. It's an insult for my woman to pay this or that. I got it. Don't worry about it. And you're trusting this person because not only have they been being generous to you, if you have kids, your kids as well, but also, like I said, that outer skirt family of your grandparents, your parents, aunts, uncles, they're seemingly generous to a lot of different people that's in your immediate environment. So most of the time, a narcissist that's wealthy will convince their partner or spouse that they don't have to work. And some people are not easily convinced of that, and some people it's like, woo, thank God, I've been ready to give up my job or whatever. But whatever the case is, if you don't if you don't what word do I want to use? If you don't conform to that right away, then they'll bully you out of your job. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want you to work, you're not going to work, because they'll get to the point where they will blackmail you. Like, I don't know, whatever the case is, like if they doing a whole lot for you, if they put you in a house, if they bought you a car or whatever, they'll go so far as to say, well, okay, find another ride to work then. You're not going to drive the vehicle that I bought you or the vehicle that I purchased, or they'll even tell you not driving your vehicle, especially if they help you with gas. So at the end of the day, the worst thing that a person that is interacting with a narcissist can do is become financially comfortable with them taking care of everything, because the minute that they get you to the point of relaxation where you feel comfortable enough to quit your job, comfortable enough to stay home with the kids and allow them to take care of everything financially, this is pseudo generosity. Let me just say that. Just like everything else about a narcissist is completely pseudo effect. And what I mean by pseudo is that they display outwardly to the world the opposite of what they feel, the opposite of their inner dialogue, So, a narcissist could be feeling like, well, damn, I'm burdened by this situation, or damn, I hate that I got to take care of this person to prove myself, but it's all a part of their game, because in the end, they know that their behavior is going to start to display different, and that, it's going to start to raise a brow on your end, like, wow, okay, they wasn't like this. What's going on now? And you'll confront them like anybody in a normal relationship. And then that's when you'll see that this whole financial dynamic was for a purpose. It was a part of their game. It was a part of their manipulation. And the narcissist feels like with them taking care of everything in the household, down to the car, maintaining the cars, the bills, the kids, and everything financially, they feel entitled to have another source of supply, a second source of supply, a whole nother family, a double life, affairs, whatever. But they feel that they deserve that because they take care of everything on a financial level. Of course, in a healthy relationship, nobody that provides for you will feel like you have to settle for a mediocre relationship or settle for less than commitment because they decided to voluntarily provide for the relationship or the situation. Damn, I can't do it. So, as I was stating, guys, sorry, as I was stating, you guys, it's completely dangerous for you to completely let your guards down and allow somebody that you see narcissistic traits from, or that display more than a couple of narcissistic traits, to just kind of relax and allow them to take care of you, because, you know, in the end, they have the power. You're under their thumb. You're restricted on so many levels. You can't come and go as you please. When it's time for them to discard you, you won't have any money saved to move, you know, to make a smooth transaction of moving away from them to moving on your own. Like, you will literally have to live with somebody, go back home to your parents, or be at the mercy of the narcissist until you're ready to leave, which you'll never be ready to leave. As long as you in that household, they'll stop you. They will stagnate your success so that they are viewed as that hero in a relationship, not only to you, but to everybody on the outside that's looking in at their pseudo family, at their pseudo happiness, you know, at the fact that they are a pseudo provider, you know. So, yeah, so that's just one thing that I definitely want to warn people against, because I know that a lot of us, we know the signs and symptoms of MPD, and a lot of people don't. That's why I'm doing this video in segments and teaching you guys what it is that you need to look out for, because if anybody has all of these traits plus money, honey, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's a recipe for you to be thrown out on your ass without not one of those material possessions that you accumulated in that relationship. You won't even leave with the shit you bought before them, let alone the stuff that they bought you. So it's not used because they're genuinely generous. It's not done because they genuinely want to see you with things, or they genuinely want to spoil you from the heart. It's done behind malice intentions to hang it over your head once they start to discard you, and you start to notice and you start to confront them and ask them why they treating you like this, because they want to have that foundation of all the positive things that they've done for you to actually brag about, or, you know, to bring up and throw in your face like, but did you forget that I did this, that I did that I've been paying all the bills for such and such amount of years, I just bought you that new car, you know, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't be comfortable, you wouldn't be able to stay home with the kids, and this and that. And then that'll really get you to thinking, especially because you already, you know, you've already been having psychological games played against you. You've already been gaslighted, where your perception of reality is made to be questioned by the narcissist. So of course they'll be looking at you like, you know, how can you complain when you have everything you need, you know, and they'll essentially make you out to be somebody that's like insecure and that doesn't know how to play your role, you know, because that's what people have in their lives. It's you as the primary source of supply, as secondary sources of supply. There's the flying monkeys that vouch for the narcissist, which could be their friends and family members that don't truly believe that this person is a narcissist. And even if they did believe it, shit, they probably helped create that narcissist, so they damn sure don't care, because they're not the ones that the abuse is being implemented on. So at the end of the day, just be careful, you guys. The last thing that you should be doing is giving up your your independence and autonomy for anybody that's trying to convince you to quit your job. Make sure you know somebody well enough before you decide to do that. And it's hard to say you know the narcissist well enough, because most of the time it's not until the very, very bitter end that mask slips off. So you guys have to be paying close attention to certain characteristics that are named on these narcissistic videos on YouTube, because it's a lot of us that's bringing aware to it now. And I'm seeing more and more now that I'm deciding to, you know, tell my story but not tell my story, because I'm not breaking things down to you guys about my narcissistic abuse situations, but I am telling you guys the things that I've gained, the knowledge that I've gained, the things that I can actually pinpoint from experience. And dealing with a wealthy narcissist and giving up my independence and autonomy, it did land me in a position where I'm still digging myself out of a hole financially, because I literally lost everything to this person, you know. And I have stated that in a few videos. And, you know, before a couple of weeks ago, I was really grudging on it. Like, man, you know, but at the same time, angry with myself because I know that it's not truly in my character to allow somebody to provide for me financially in every aspect. You know, like me splitting bills with my significant other, that's typically what I'm used to. So I just want to warn you, especially if you a single parent in any way, because when it's ready for when it's time for the narcissist to discard you, they don't care who they put in that inconvenience. They don't care if they ruin your life, your kid's life, or whoever. As long as they move forward and happily still regain the fuel and supply that it is that they have to seek out. They're literally like vampires. Like, vampires don't care who they have to hurt to drink blood, do they? They'll bite into any old body neck, an old ass lady down to a baby, in order to get that blood, you know, to feed their fangs, to feed their body, to stay alive. And, you know, that's how you need to relate a narcissist. Like, you need to realize that energy and those fangs is literally the energy exchange that they implementing on an empath or any other nice individual or somebody that displays empathy, because not everybody, again, that displays empathy is an empath. You know, you guys know what an empath is by now. I'm pretty sure I've made plenty of videos about empaths, plenty of videos about breaking down the characteristics of a narcissist, just so that when I do make these videos, you guys have that knowledge from previous videos. But it's very dangerous, guys. So don't let your guard down. Don't get too comfortable. Don't get too complacent. Don't feel like, you know, this person just wants to give you a good life and that they forever want to take care of you. Think twice. And if you see them being angry because you not giving up your autonomy for them, then that should be a huge red flag to you. Because honestly, you know, your partner wants to be your biggest fan. If you have creativity, if you have a great career, that's the type of person that will literally root you on if they're healthy. A narcissist, they will not, because they want to get the recognition of being a hero. So always remember that. And it never ever lasts, okay? You know, eventually you'll start to see them financially abuse you, withhold from you. Now remember, at this point, they done convince you to quit your job. You know, and even if you do get one, you'll be so desperate for some income after they withhold from you that you'll take anything, and it more than likely will be something less valuable than what you left behind. And that's another thing. They'll always try to convince you to keep looking for jobs, to quit that job. That job ain't worth it, because they don't want you to get promoted. They don't want you to grow with a company. They want you to stay stagnant. They want you to feel like you always digging and trying to please them, and trying to get a job that's good enough, and trying to bring in enough money that's good enough for them. But you will never reach that level, because even if they do feel like you're good enough, they always going to make you feel like you're not, because that's where they hold the power at, is making you feel inadequate, because you're always going to be scrambling, trying to please this person, and trying to prove to this person, okay, you know, I genuinely can be a better person. I can make more money. I can, you know, really be your equal. We can be a power couple. But that person will never make you feel empowered. Never. Okay? And you will have even less power in their eyes once you decide to take heed or adhere to their rules of your no working, no bill paying. If we gonna be together, we want to have children, we want a future together, then what's the sense of you working for my own gratification? I mean, for my own, to reach my own goals. Somebody that's healthy in a relationship wants you to have your own ambitions and your own control, have control over your life, be abundant, be happy. They don't want you to be miserably waiting until they feel like, you know, breaking you off a piece of bread, or, you know, because I will say crumbs. When they get ready to discard you, they'll stop spending on you. They don't give a damn how long you've been without a job. So I don't want to ramble on and on, because at this point I'm kind of just repeating things, but definitely look out for that. Somebody that will pay for vacations, pay for dinner, you know, pay your bills, you know, spoil you financially, and then all of a sudden they turn around and they holding back and they treating you disrespectfully. You could be dealing with a narcissist. And the minute that you start to see these signs, beware before you see signs. Beware when anybody is telling you you don't need to work, especially if you just recently met them. But beware of that, because anybody that's in their right mind want to see their partner succeed. Period. Hands down. So second guess what people say and second guess what people request you to do, because you having a job, you being independent, you being happy, you having your own money should not feel intimidating to them. And if it does feel intimidating, if you see them getting mad because you won't give up your job or career for them, then that means that they're intimidated, and they're intimidated only because they have to be the one with all the power. So don't forget that. I really hope that this video was encouraging to somebody, was informative to somebody that's been through this situation. Guys, I am going to be holding a mentorship program. So every time I have one of these videos, I will be mentioning it. And so I will leave my email address in the description bar, because that's exactly where you guys can sign up for the mentorship program. I will be working with each individual mentee intimately and by ourselves for, I want to say, let's say like the first 30 to 90 days, and then we can make it a group thing. You know, we when we get together, we'll decide exactly how quickly we are going to make it a collective thing from an individualistic thing. So with that being said, like, share, and subscribe, join the Soul Tribe, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Ciao.